I want to suck your dick. Blood. I mean blood. Fuck.
I am Dracula, blah blah blah.
The Wasteland is home to many horrific creatures, ghouls, super mutants, Mama Murphy, and many more. However, I will be emulating one creature in particular. One that was introduced in Fallout 3. You know it. You'll love it. I'm going to see if I can beat Fallout 4 as a vampire. No, not you! The main goal of this run is to see if I can beat the game using only bleed weapons and only healing via blood and cannibalism. I'll get more in depth with the rules as we go, and without further ado, let's get into it. It all started in Boston when I tried to make a sexy vampire lady, did some paperwork, played with my son's mobile, and then booked it to the vault where I get an unwanted jump scare. I made it into the vault, got frozen, watched Nate take a bullet for once before getting de-thawed. I made my way through the vault, juked Asmongold's roommates, got the Pip-Boy, and emerged into the blinding sunlight. Now, if I was a real vampire, I'd be dead, and since I couldn't find a way to make the sun hurt me, I opted to go for a more quote-unquote lore-accurate vampire. There's a group of cannibals in Fallout 3 who call themselves vampires because they don't eat their victims, instead they drink their blood. With that in mind, I decided to limit my methods of healing to the cannibal perk and blood bags. No stim packs, no food. Chems are allowed, mostly because they're fun. I know I am not a true vampire, but at least I ain't fucking sparkling. I wanted to pretend to be a creature of the night, waiting through the daylight hours until it was dark before continuing on my way. I grabbed the Your Special book and increased my endurance a point before wandering around with my thumb up my ass, wondering what I should do for weapon. I had an idea, but I would need to get to the Boston proper in order to retrieve it. So in the meantime, I started a firefight at a local drive-in diner, stopped at Bunker Hill, got a bit too toasty, forcing me to use my only blood packs to heal, and hobbling away on a broken leg. I got desperate and jumped into the harbor to try and escape, only to get shot in the ass and die. Trying again, I booked it to Good Neighbor and bought some more blood packs before marking down some important locations for later, leveling up in the process. I was able to gain the Cannibal perk, which will become one of my most valuable perks in this run. I kept walking through Boston until I reached my true destination, Huber's Comics, home of the weapon I was thinking of, Grognak's axe. Shit, okay, I do not have any ranks in locksmithing in order to pick this lock, and my presence may or may not have angered a resident Karen. It even tried to attack me, and I escaped outside where I narrowly gave them the slip. Not wanting to be a little bitch, I marched my way back in there to give them a piece of my mind. Never mind! I may or may not be a bitch, but that is irrelevant when I have a loading screen so bad that it does this to my screen. I don't know how this happened, but I was able to put it back to normal by exiting out and returning to the game. I made my way to Diamond City, getting into some trouble with some super mutants, and letting the DC guard deal with them. I took a Molotov to the face again. I finally made it to Diamond City, stocked up on some blood packs in a few ways, saw a man die, and gave the doc his medicine. Needing a quick level, I may or may not have stopped by a tin can in need. After a quick fire show, I finished the quest. I got the perk I needed and was finally able to retrieve the axe. In this run, I am only able to use weapons that cause targets to bleed. However, since many of the normal melee weapons have an option to make them do bleed damage, I will be sticking to unique weapons and those with the wounding legendary effect. Grognak's axe is a unique weapon in the game, and in the legendary effect it states that targets take bleed damage, making it a viable option. I hope this isn't too confusing, and let's get back into the video. I hacked my way through the building and ultimately ended up on the roof with a bunch of ferals ganging up on me, and ending with me trying to save myself from a fall by pumping myself full of jet. Spoiler alert, I turned into a fucking ball. Trying again, I was able to hop onto an awning on a separate building, escaping the ferals and making my way to where I can pick up my second weapon of the run. I took out some raiders, had a quick snack. Fucking Molotovs! Got a cool screenshot, killed the guards, and entered Pickman's gallery with little to no supplies. Oh, this isn't gonna go well, is it? I rushed in, taking out some raiders as I go, nearly dying on my way. I tried some spicy food, gave a raider a close-up look of my axe, and crawled into the walls.
He's in the walls. He's in the goddamn walls!
I cut my way through the sewers, a turret gave me a few too many holes, and I was killed by a random raider. Trying again, I was able to take out his friend, and with a full belly and more health, I was able to take out the guy who killed me. Making it to the end of the sewers, I took out the remaining raiders, talked to a generic modern artist, and he rewarded me with his quote-unquote paintbrush.
I don't like where this is going.
With my new weapon in between my butt cheeks, I plunged into Park Street Station, taking out the gangster wannabes and playing some hit-and-run tactics with the triggerman in the lower station. Nearly dying multiple times until I was able to take out the remaining enemies, I killed a man in his own bed. I used some sweet jet to take out the last two triggermen, and I was challenged to a baseball fight when I got into the vault. I continued my way through the vault, eating some cake on the way, and taking out a dumbass guard. I rescued the damsel in distress, barreled my way through the rest of the triggermen, and took out Skinny with only barely dying. I finished off the final goon before meeting Valentine outside and agreeing to meet him back at his agency. However, before I went to his agency, I watched a man get his shit rocked. Learned about a drug deal, smelled a rich man's ass. Smells like privilege! I took out the rest of the bodyguards, got traumatized, and was rewarded with all the chems I will ever need. After stealing all of Walter White's supply, I sat down with Valentine at his agency and made our way to Kellogg's house. Unable to unlock his door, I stole his key from the mayor's safe, made my way inside, stealing his desk fan, and finding his sex dungeon on the way. I met my new best friend, and started our journey to find Kellogg, only to find Yogi hiding in the bushes. I tried to fight, but all I got was a broken leg and was gangbanged by 3 different fucking enemies at once. My second try was far easier, taking out Yogi, but being the bitch that he summoned his minion dogs to gnaw at my ankles. They didn't last. I took them out and was faced with some feral ghouls. Most went down easy, but one had me jumping off the bridge to escape, and with a sliver of health remaining, I was able to take out the ghoul and make it eat shit in the process. We were getting close to Kellogg's hideout, but I made a quick detour to a bug-infested blood clinic, which has the most amount of blood bags in one location. I took out the bugs so hard that some tried to run from me. After the bugs were taken care of, I made my way down to the basement and was able to collect nearly 30 blood bags in one go. Holy shit. With Kellogg's base discovered and blood bags acquired, I decided to go and try and get a bit stronger before taking Kellogg on. I made my way to the museum and went through the low-level raiders like nothing, disrespecting them whenever I could, before speaking with Preston and got my hands on a set of pre-war power armor, which I promptly discarded a few seconds later. I did not need power armor to take on these little pests, taking them out with 1 or 2 hits with my knife. The Deathclaw, on the other hand, required far more attention. It was so bad that the Deathclaw sent a raider to space, and me being a YouTuber, I tried to get a better look, and the Deathclaw nearly killed me. I was able to take out the beast and cleaned up the rest of the raiders. I even embarrassed a raider so bad that he died with his legs spread eagle for me.
Hey yo, what the fuck?
I reported back to Preston and was able to complete the quest for a good chunk of XP. I went to stock up on blood bags, goofed around in Sanctuary long enough that when I fast traveled back to the museum again, I am ambushed by a group of raiders. But little do they know, they're fucking with the wrong lady. I stabbed the first man before hacking my way upstairs while being chased by a dumbass. I took care of him and his friend and proceeded to use his head to intimidate the remaining raiders, to let them know what was about to happen to them. I killed the last raider and took a quick snack break. With the taste of raider in my stomach, I made my way to find more at the Corvega assembly plant, killing a man and began to drag his body away like a monster, but was stopped by the turret. Popping a jet, I hit a raider so goddamn hard that I sent him to the stratosphere, and just as I was destroying the raiders, my undiagnosed ADHD kicked in, and I tried to play a game of pool. Okay, now it's time for some breakfast. I took out Kellogg's security outside and proceeded to go ballistic on the synths indoors, making them bleed whatever they had inside their bodies. Blood, oil, lube, Rikint. I made my way down to the lower levels, stealing Kellogg's office fan as I went, and made a mad dash against a group of robo-boys, making them melt before my knife. I followed that up with another mad dash against a stronger synth, and was luckily able to knock its gun out of its hand, leaving it no choice but to try and give me a fisting. Sadly for him, I'm a survivor.
Please assume the position.
I finally made it to Kellogg and gave him a quick kiss with my knife before pivoting my strategy mid-stab, focusing on his synths, as I didn't have that much energy resistance. I dealt with the synths and finished off Kellogg the only way I know how. I checked his search history, watched the Brotherhood of Steel fly in, and restocked my dwindling supply of blood bags once again. After stocking up, I showed my brain bits to Piper and Nick. I once again got sidetracked and somehow ended up in a library finding the intelligence bobblehead, and was set upon by giant green ruffians. Sorry about that. It was so bad that I had to pull a Batman and jump in the middle of them, scaring the green shit right out of them. Remembering what I was supposed to be doing, I made my way to the memory den, showed her my brain bits, and climbed to the VR chair. Sorry, I'm up. Where am I? After the amazing nap, I paid a visit to Alexis in Vault 81 to acquire a piece of armor that allowed me to sprint across the map like the Flash. I made it to the glowing sea in no time, got swarmed by my adoring fans, snuck past a guard dog, and finally talked to Shrek. He tells me to go and kill a courser, and after some quick raider killing, I made it to Green Tech Genetics to find my target, ripping through a battalion of gunners. I nearly died taking out some, and was shot while I was trying to have a good meal. So rude. I continued my way through the lot, reaching a bridge where...
Oh, hell no!
Using Jet, I was able to knock the launcher out of the gunner's hands, and proceeded to destroy the rest in slow motion badassery. It was so cool I made a gunner jump for joy. Alas, my luck ran out as a turret ripped me a new asshole, killing me. Not to worry, like a good annoyance, I got far worse the second time over. I cut my way through the remaining gunners and reduced the courser to a finely dressed pincushion that I let bleed out on the floor. I absorbed its power, stole its brain, and stole its prized desk fan. What the fuck are you doing, you fucking dumbass? My dog wouldn't let me get out of the elevator, but I made a very good point. I made my way over to the church in order to get the chip decoded, finding a wounding baseball bat in the process.
Nice.
With my newest weapon, I made my way down, used my one brain cell on the lock, and charged the impending darkness. I popped a jet in anticipation, but in my dumbass brain, I forgot that they freeze you in place upon first contact. There I was, a jet-fueled fly in their invisible net, straining for their blood like a pissed-off chihuahua. I kept struggling until they made the mistake of releasing me from their bonds, and I proceeded to show them the error of their mistake, slaughtering my way through their ranks until there was nothing left of them. I got the chip analyzed, returned to Shrek, who gave me the teleporter plans, and I make my way to Sanctuary in preparation to make the interceptor. However, I was forced to go and complete a settlement quest before I could advance, and I tore through those raiders as quickly as I could so I could finally build the interceptor. With a flash of light and a tingle in my toes, I am sent to the faction that I will be siding with in this video. What better place to avoid the sun than a completely self-contained underground society? Why did you not choose the crypt with all the coffins and skeletons as your faction? You may be asking. Good question. Moving on. I was finally able to find my son, although he may be a couple years older than what I was expecting. But that didn't matter, he was my son, and I agreed to join him and the Institute in their mission. Whatever that may be. I talked with the 4 shitty Power Rangers before talking with Father and getting a mission to bring back a rogue Sith. Making my way to Libertalia, saw me throwing a raider into a river, and I met a peaceful raider in the road. Sadly for him, I wasn't looking for peace. I almost got my cheeks pinched by seafood, and nearly got them burned off by an angry Cyclops.
Ooh, that's kind of small. Yikes.
I finally met up with the Institute Courser, but he seemed to be in a pickle, and I got distracted by a super mutant blowing up, as well as a Mr. Handy, and a car. Why is everything blowing up? I had some canned meat, and seeing that my help wasn't going to be any help, I decided to take matters into my own hands. I kicked a man's balls so hard that he instant transmissioned himself behind me. I took him out easy enough, but when I continued through the ships, I was reminded why I hated this location. Trying again, I stuck to the ships on the outskirts before attacking the main base head on, hoping I could take out the Fat Man Raider quickly. That didn't go as planned. I was able to dodge a nuke. And I even met another friendly raider. Like last time, I wasn't looking for peace, but neither was he, as he shot out a grenade in hopes of killing me. He was unsuccessful, and after a bit more cleaning up, my help seems to be having a good time. After another failed attempt, I tried to bait out the mini nukes, nearly getting killed multiple times, and I hoped that he didn't have any more shoved up his ass. I made my way to the base again, and they were so scared they started throwing Molotovs at each other, trying to die before I got my hands on them. I took on a group of nearly 5 or 6 raiders with nothing but my knife and a shit ton of drugs. Thrusting my knife into the last group member, I nearly died from a random legendary in the kitchen. My help finally decided to show up at the last minute. I disabled the synth's internet before returning to Father for a new mission. I was tasked with recovering a group of synths from a railroad hideout at Bunker Hill, and immediately got distracted by a sea captain's hat. I eventually made it to the Courser and started the assault, where all 3 major factions were duking it out with lasers and vertibirds. I have a knife in skin-tight leather. Nevertheless, I charged right in there, taking out railroad agents as I go, and witnessing the difference in technology firsthand. Problem for them is, I really love drugs. I killed any of the Brotherhood Knights that came my way. It got so obvious that the Institute weapons were so shit that the Courser picked up a minigun and started blasting at the circling vertibird. I didn't have time for that, however, and I did a jet-fueled Hail Mary dive into the middle of a bunch of knights and agents, slashing and stabbing anything and anyone that came within stabbing distance. With the bloodshed finished, I recovered the synths, I talked with Father, and I got to attend a very important meeting. After the meeting, me and a member of the science team go on a very important mission that makes me a true enemy of the Brotherhood. It's about damn time. I bum rushed any of the Brotherhood members I could find, putting my knife to good use. I powered up the generator and hid like a bitch as the elevator slowly lowered all the way down before getting damaged and causing it to plummet the rest of the way. I fought my way through the gathered Brotherhood members so I could restart the breaker and ride the elevator the rest of the way down to the ground level. I fought off a legendary enemy, saw a man fail at parkour, and insane turrets. I made my way down to the basement where I steal a desk fan before stealing Liberty Prime's butt plug. Security didn't like me touching that, and I was forced to fight off multiple different robots, including a sentry bot that blew up in my face, and 2 assaultrons who wanted to turn my asshole into mashed potatoes. I was able to thankfully take them out. No thanks to you. I made my way back up and dealt with the stragglers before returning to the Institute to do a whole lot of talking, which ends up with me trying to persuade a door. Anyway, I sent a speech to the surface.
I put a whole bag of jelly beans up my ass.
Plugged a butt plug into the reactor, what the fuck am I saying, and sat down for a very important meeting before the final showdown. However, before embarking on the final quest, I wanted to gear up the best I could and paid a visit to Bunker Hill. For some reason I'm still allowed in there, in order to buy a piece of armor that would give me more strength. I also stopped by Mass Fusion one final time to grab the strength bobblehead. I even got to see Yogi tank a nuke, pretty badass. I stopped by Diamond City one last time to stock up on blood packs, hoping that I would have enough for the final quest. Finally, I stepped into the teleporter and was transported to the airport under the cover of night. I tried to go in it at stealth. That didn't go as planned at all. I booked my way through the airport like a headless chicken, popping Jet like Tic Tacs. Jet was probably the only way that I survived as far as I did, allowing me to deactivate the jammers, allowing the synths to teleport into the airport to assist me. I continued my rampage to the base, absolutely destroying a Brotherhood Knight, and bullied a crippled woman. I may or may not have gotten distracted partway through the assault, as well as ran out of blood packs, shit, forcing me to resort to the cannibal perk for my only source of healing. This kept me just on the verge of death throughout the entire fight, until my luck ran out and was destroyed by a Gatling laser. My second run had me tickling the underside of a vertibird and destroying a jammer much quicker. Oh god, I gotta lay off the jet. I took out the second jammer without even fighting the guards, and with the last jammer disabled, I was able to let loose in the Brotherhood. I took out any enemy that came near and kept a steely focus on the mission.
Connor, the fuck are you doing?
Coming, Lieutenant.
I was so effective against the Brotherhood that I made a night shit explosives, Sadly, toward the final part of the battle, I ran low on blood packs, and I was forced to scrounge around the airport for some healing. I used my last few blood packs to give me as much health as I could before confronting Elder Maxon. I embarrassed him by stealing his Gatling laser and let him die at the bottom of the platform just as the synth completed its mission, sabotaging Liberty Prime. I was teleported out and got to watch the Pridwin fall into a fiery explosion, leaving the Institute as the dominant force in the Commonwealth. I paid Father one last visit and proved that yes, you can beat Fallout 4 as a vampire, sort of. I hope you guys enjoyed the video, and I can't express how thankful I am for your support on the last challenge video. I just wanted to say thank you guys from the bottom of my heart, and wanted to apologize for this video taking so long to complete. I hope you guys will continue watching my stuff, even the non-challenge stuff, even though it's kind of shitty. Please leave a like, comment, subscribe. Love you guys. See ya.